Life has a way of teaching us the most profound lessons through the relationships we hold dear, especially the sacred bond between parents and children. Today, I want to share something deeply personal with you, a conversation that could transform how you approach aging and your relationship with your children. As your friend, I've seen countless families navigate these waters, and I've gathered wisdom that could make all the difference in your golden years. Let's imagine yourself 20 years from now. Your children have their own lives, their own families, and their own daily struggles. You're getting older, and the dynamics of your relationship are shifting. This is a critical moment, one that can either strengthen your bond or create painful distance. Through years of experience and countless conversations with families, I've discovered 4 crucial mistakes that aging parents often make, unknowingly pushing their children away. The first reality we need to address is financial dependency. I recently met Sarah, a woman in her mid-60s who found herself in a difficult situation. She had always been independent, but after retirement, her savings weren't enough. Instead of having an open conversation with her children about financial planning, she started making subtle hints about her struggles, creating an underlying tension that began to affect every family gathering. Her children felt an unspoken pressure, leading to avoided calls and shorter visits. But here's the thing, it wasn't about the money itself. It was about the approach. What Sarah needed to do, and what I'm advising you to consider, is to have an honest conversation about financial planning long before it becomes a pressing issue. Set up a family meeting where you can openly discuss your retirement plans, insurance coverage, and potential scenarios. This isn't about burdening your children. It's about creating transparency and working together to ensure everyone's peace of mind. Consider meeting with a financial advisor who can help you create a sustainable plan that maintains your independence while preparing for various possibilities. The second crucial mistake I've observed is emotional manipulation, often unintentional but deeply damaging. Take Robert's story, a loving father who couldn't understand why his children seemed distant. He would often say things like, "I guess I'll spend another holiday alone," or "You're too busy for your old dad." He thought he was expressing his feelings, but in reality, he was creating guilt that pushed his children further away. These subtle guilt trips might work in the short term, but they create resentment that can poison your relationship. Instead, practice direct and honest communication. Express your desires and needs clearly, but also acknowledge and respect your children's boundaries. Instead of saying, "You never visit," try, "I really enjoy our time together and would love to set up a regular schedule that works for both of us." This approach shows respect for their time while expressing your needs constructively. Remember, your children have their own lives, responsibilities, and challenges. Supporting their independence while maintaining connection is key. The third mistake that often creates distance is refusing help or being stubborn about changes. I remember Maria, who insisted on living alone in her 2-story house despite having difficulty with the stairs. Her children suggested either moving to a more suitable home or making modifications to make her current home safer. But Maria saw these suggestions as attacks on her independence, leading to arguments and strained relationships. The reality is, accepting help and making proactive changes doesn't diminish your independence, it preserves it. Consider this perspective. Adaptability is a sign of wisdom, not weakness. Work with your children to evaluate your living situation objectively. Be open to suggestions about home modifications, technology that could make your life easier, or even alternative living arrangements. The goal is to maintain your quality of life while giving your children peace of mind. This might mean installing safety features in your bathroom, learning to use smart home devices, or exploring senior communities that offer both independence and support. The fourth critical mistake involves not respecting boundaries, particularly when it comes to your children's parenting choices or life decisions. Lisa, a grandmother of 3, constantly questioned her daughter's parenting style, from screen time limits to dietary choices. She meant well, but her constant input made her daughter feel judged and undermined. Eventually, this led to shorter visits and less involvement in her grandchildren's lives, the exact opposite of what she wanted. The solution here is to recognize that times have changed and your children need to find their own path. Unless there's a serious safety concern, support their choices, even if they differ from yours. Focus on being a loving presence rather than an advisory one. When you're asked for advice, offer it gently and without expectation that it will be followed. This approach helps maintain warm relationships and keeps communication channels open. Now, let's talk about proactive steps you can take today to build a stronger foundation for tomorrow. Start by creating regular, stress-free opportunities for connection. This could be weekly video calls, monthly family dinners, or annual vacations. The key is consistency without pressure. Make these interactions about joy and connection rather than obligations or problems to solve. Invest in your own interests and social connections outside of your children. Join community groups, pursue hobbies, or volunteer. This not only enriches your life, but also takes pressure off your children to be your sole source of social interaction and fulfillment. When you maintain a vibrant, independent life, your time with your children becomes about genuine connection rather than dependency. Consider creating a living document that outlines your wishes, plans, and important information. This isn't just about wills and medical directives, though those are important, but also about sharing your life story, values, and hopes for future generations. Include practical information like insurance policies and passwords, but also share family recipes, traditions, and stories. This becomes a gift to your children, reducing their stress about future decisions while preserving your legacy. Technology can be your ally in maintaining independence and connection. Learn to use video chat, messaging apps, and social media to stay connected with family. Consider smart home devices that can make your life easier and safer. Your willingness to embrace new tools shows adaptability and helps bridge generational gaps. Remember to celebrate your children's successes and support them through challenges without trying to take control. When they share problems with you, ask if they want advice or just need someone to listen. This simple question can prevent many misunderstandings and strengthen your role as a trusted confidant rather than an overbearing parent. Create new traditions that accommodate everyone's changing lives. Maybe the annual holiday gathering becomes a summer beach trip when travel is easier, or Sunday dinners become monthly brunch gatherings. Be flexible and open to new ways of maintaining family connections that work for everyone's schedule and circumstances. Most importantly, keep growing and learning yourself. Share your new experiences, insights, and interests with your children. When they see you continuing to evolve and embrace life, it inspires them and keeps your relationship dynamic and engaging. Take classes, travel if you can, read widely, and stay curious about the world. Your personal growth journey can become a point of connection and admiration for your children. Address potential conflicts early and directly, but with compassion. If you sense distance growing, have an honest conversation about it. Ask open-ended questions about how you can support your children better, and really listen to their answers. Sometimes, the solutions are simpler than we imagine, but we need to be brave enough to have these conversations. Consider the legacy you want to leave. This isn't just about material possessions, but about the emotional inheritance you pass on. Do you want your children to remember you as someone who supported their independence while maintaining loving connections? Or as someone who made them feel guilty and burdened? Every interaction is an opportunity to build the legacy you desire. Remember that your relationship with your children will continue to evolve. Just as you adjusted to their changing needs through childhood and adolescence, you'll need to adapt to new dynamics as they build their adult lives and as you age. This isn't about losing connection. It's about finding new ways to stay meaningfully involved in each other's lives. As we wrap up this heart-to-heart talk, I want you to know that it's never too early or too late to make positive changes in your relationship with your children. The key is to start now with awareness and intention. Build your relationship on mutual respect, open communication, and genuine love rather than obligation or guilt. Create spaces for joy and connection while respecting everyone's independence and growth. You have the power to shape your future relationship with your children. By avoiding these common mistakes and implementing positive practices, you're investing in a future filled with warm family gatherings, meaningful connections, and the joy of seeing your family thrive. Remember, the goal isn't to be the perfect parent. It's to be a present, loving, and supportive one who grows alongside their children.